Welcome in, everybody. It is another episode of the Scarves and Spikes Players Ratings. Coming off of a really fun night at home. Yes.
Tense across the board.
Everybody in the episode now. That's it. Got it.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah. It was
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
No, it was so nice. I've never taken this jersey off again because it's a 4-0 type of jersey. That's 2 matches in a row, clean sheets, which is phenomenal for this team. One away, one at home. The one at home against one of your biggest rivals. You smashed them. You gave them their first ever 4-0 defeat. And you got new players looking good. There was just so many good things about last night. So we got to rate some players.
I told you they'd win.
You did. See, we need you to do this every week, Sydney. Bring this optimism. Glass half full mentality.
Yeah, country music sucks. Let's go.
No, it's all DJ trance music.
That's right.
Saba.
That's right. All right. Guys ready to roll?
Yep. Speaking of DJ
get right
Saba,
into it.
let's dive into it.
Saba.
Lobjanidze.
Saba time.
I got mine. This one was a pretty easy one for me.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready?
9.1 for me, 9 for Tommy, 8.5 for Sydney.
5.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I have a low score. Obviously, I'll go first. Nothing against Saba. He had a nice back-heeled goal. And, yeah, what more can you say? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. We'll see what he does throughout a more extended period of time. Thought he would start, but then it kind of made sense that he didn't start because he didn't train with the team, but for one session. He was just still getting used to, he said it in post-game last night, he was still getting used to U.S. time. Kind of joked about it. He's still a little bit jet-lagged. So for that, I can understand why he didn't start. But my goodness. And what was it, 30 minutes of playing time, not including stoppage time. Basically an instant impact on the pitch and was rewarded with his back heel. Could have had another goal before that, but really excited for what he can do. And 8.5 by no means is a knock on him. It was just maybe if he scores a second goal, maybe makes it a brace. I feel like I'm being a little too greedy here, but maybe it's a 9.5 or something like that. But gosh. And a very limited time period, Saba Lobjanidze showed why he could be a really good setting for Atlanta United. So, my 2 cents.
Trying to remain calm because I think when we first saw Aruju and the first 2 games with him, you're like, oh, we just signed the best guy in the league, right? But I'm impressed for not practicing with the team, coming here. And, coming in late, scoring, almost 2 goals, being active out there, moving. He was everywhere. He was moving. He was moving to the center. He was staying on the wing. Everywhere he was able to make an impact. So, yeah, I would have gave him a 10, but I thought I was going to be too happy there. I'm remaining calm, but a 9.
I like it, man. There was just so much good that came out of him coming on the pitch last night. First of all, to be Nashville and to be down 3-0 and then realize, well, they still have their DP that they just signed who is yet to come onto the pitch is worrisome for them. The game was already over at that point. I mean, let's just be honest. But you get, Pineda even said it after the match. He wanted Saba to come in and just get the experience in the stadium. And he said, I didn't expect what he did. I just wanted him to get the feeling of being in front of the fans, in the bins, like the whole 9 yards. He's only been here for a couple of days. He's barely had any training time. And I think just the reason I gave him the extra little bit, the 9.1, was it was a variety of things. Like what he said in the locker room. First of all, the guy's super cool. He's super nice. Like he was so humble, but so cool to talk to. And he was just all smiles, which, obviously, like you've scored in your debut, like you're going to be all smiles. But he was just an enjoyable guy to talk to. And he seemed very much like, some players, they they kind of shy away from the media, or they talk if they have to. But like he embraced it, and he seemed excited about it. And as far as what he did on the field, I mean, it's funny if you look at like the opposition goal from above, you could draw his heat map as like a giant number 7, because not only was he on the right wing, but then he was like all over the box. And then occasionally he would end up on the left wing, like just out of nowhere. He just appeared everywhere. And we kind of asked him a little bit about that, like in the locker room after, like, how was it getting here and getting thrown into this match? And he was like, as a professional, I mean, you should be able to take the tactics and go with it and do your job. And so you're literally looking at a guy that came over here, got off the plane a few days ago, got thrown into a 67,000, person Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and just slotted right in and played his own game with no real tactics to back anything up. And he gets 3 shots on goal, 1 goal. And it easily could have been, more than that. So I'm super happy for the guy. And to think that, you can buy him down in the offseason and then open up another DP spot. I agree, Tommy. Like, you got to be cautiously optimistic because we've seen this song and dance before, but everything seemed a lot more cohesive last night. This was not just a Saba thing or a Xande thing or whatever. Like, the whole team just looked good. And we haven't seen that since well before Luis Araujo. So I'm here for it. I'm excited.
So the TLDR version is you liked him?
Yes. Very much so. Very much so.
Sorry,
he is the new Moreno. No, not really.
Well,
he hasn't got there yet.
Hold on. Let's pump the brakes.
For me, hold on.
Okay.
That's my guy. But no,
I'm kidding.
He was great. He was great. And DJ Saba, that's going to be him.
Who is your favorite player right now, Tyler?
Active, like on the roster right now?
Well, yeah, you've had your favorites. You had Moreno, then you had Gutman.
So maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Well, we have to get it on record just in case something. No, we got to get it on record here just in case. Who is your favorite player?
Ooh, man, this is a tough one.
If you had to get a kit tomorrow, you had to pick a player.
Okay. This is notwithstanding my luck with kits and, players getting exited right after.
No jinxes allowed.
Okay. It would be a close shout between, because Saba hasn't been here long enough.
Just pick one.
No. don't rush me, Sydney. No. Muyumba would probably be a good shout. I've liked what I've seen out of Tristan Muyumba.
Okay.
Likewise.
Yeah.
And the hair is
the hair's phenomenal. It is.
Yes.
Backup would be Yakimakis. That's it.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, FOTMob has given DJ Saba a 7.7.
Ooh.
Which I find
It's
low.
a little low.
Yeah. But whatever.
It be what it be.
It be what it be.
They turned the game off before it really started. Before he really came on. It was over.
Like, we're just going to give whatever rating. We're turning this one off. We're going to go watch something else.
No more FOT mobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for DJ Saba. Moving on from him to
the other side.
The other side, yeah. And the other newcomer, first time in the bins as well, Xande Silva, who we did talk about last week. But got to talk about again.
Talking about it again. We don't mind repeating ourselves here in the Player Ratings Show.
Never.
Never, ever, ever.
All right.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yep, here we go.
Sure.
9.1 for me. 8.5 again for Sydney.
5, yeah.
And Tommy with the 9.1. Yeah.
You guys got together before the show, I bet. Not just kidding.
We did.
Yeah. No, but great goal by Xande. Really good goal. Just first touch into the back of the net from not the most acute angle, but enough to where it's not a given to score from there. But it was just really well taken. Just a classy goal. It looks easy to us, in the press box, watching from home, watching from the stands. It looks so easy, but again, just that first touch, the assist, the feed from Almada was good, really good. But yeah, just to take that first time and hit it past Joe Willis, a really good goalkeeper in MLS.
Undercover cop.
No, just a classy goal and a really good way to make your debut, not only in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but in the full capacity Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Sure, it wasn't like packed to their empty seats, but at the same time, we talked about this. A lot of these guys, maybe it's their first time playing in a crowd this big. I think Xande, for much of the match, looked like he belonged, and he was rewarded. Probably should have had, maybe could have scored against Seattle last Sunday, but got himself in a good place, was rewarded for his efforts, and it's on the score sheet. So really good goal from him. And he talked about Aruju earlier, but I was reading Joe Patrick on Twitter, and he was saying, Xande Silva has made, or something to that effect, he's made a bigger impact than Luis Aruju. I could be getting that wrong, and I'm actually pulling up the tweet right now, so I'm just keeping myself honest.
I think you're right. I think
yeah, but no, he's a massive upgrade over Luis Aruju. This is exact words, and through 2 matches, it certainly looks it, doesn't it? So with 8 matches to go, let's hope that it continues for him. And yeah, another big one against Cincinnati on Wednesday. So looking forward to what the next step is for Xande Silva in an Atlanta United kit.
He's great. He's just been so active, and he wants to attack. And we talked about it on Spaces last night. You just had a bunch of wingers. A lot of them just did the same thing, right? And there really wasn't a lot of. They were good, but they weren't creative, and you weren't taking attention away from the guys that you want, to be open a little bit more. Giakoumakis, Almada. Now you've got 2 guys that teams have to be worried about on the wings. You've even got Mayumba taking attention away from Almada. Like, just that is a big part here, right? But then seeing them both being able to score goals is just icing on the cake. And you had a good offense for a very long time this season, right? And then it really died out right before the break. Teams were starting to figure out a little bit more. You had guys away on break as well, on international duty. So that hurt. But now you've come back with a revamped defense, or a revamped offense, and you haven't had wingers that are able to do what these 2 have been able to do in this very short time. If they continue, you might have one of the legit best offenses in the league. And I don't want to say that the offense was suspect before. I mean, you had Giakoumakis doing his thing at a crazy rate, and you had Almada doing, Almada things. But now this is more sustainable, having all these guys being able to do something, if they can continue to this. But you're also opening up so much room for your other players that I'm not worried about, because you always knew, okay, Almada, free kick wizard, he could do all of this. Giakoumakis just needs some space and he could score. Now you've got so many more players that are able to do just normal winger things. And before it was like, okay, maybe Wolf could get a tap in here. I mean, he was doing good things like that. At the end, we were just hoping that he'd be able to play and do something. Now you've got the talent here. This completely transforms the team.
Yeah. And he just looks like he belongs, right? Like his flair is really fun to watch. His attitude is really fun to watch. He makes the team just more enjoyable on the field. I think he has an attitude that has been somewhat lacking for this team for years, and there's a little bit of cockiness to him, and I think that's great. But yeah, you mentioned sustainability. I mean, if we're honest, yeah, Atlanta's always had one of the better attacks this season. That's just how it was. But you also were saved a lot by Thiago Almada in instances where you probably shouldn't have been. And it's okay. That's what big time players do, right? But you needed some sustainability. You needed a handful of guys who could actually go out and do the things that they need to do and put the ball in the back of the net. And you're starting to see that you're starting to see guys that they have that ruthlessness that Giakoumakis has in front of goal, but they have the ability to cover the ground that they're supposed to cover. Xande made like a 40-yard run at one point last night backwards just to block a cross from Nashville. That's his job, but a lot of wingers don't look at that as their job, right? They think, oh, well, they made it past me. My wing back will handle it. That's not how things work. And if you ask Pineda, that's not what he wants either. He wants his team attacking and defending as a unit, and that's what they should be doing. So, he had, and the thing is, my rating 9.1. I can't give Saba a 9.1 and not give Xande a 9.1. Like, they both scored in their debut in the bins, and Xande had a goal and an assist. Like, it's easy to forget about the assist, but he had an assist too. So, I'm just excited. I'm excited, but I think the flair that he brings, his personality is really fun, and I'm super excited to see what he does. And I do think it just makes it that much easier to pick him up off the loan at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Scale of 1 to 10, rate of celebration. I rate it a 10. Perfect 10.
30.
30.
I'm going to give it a 10, and I'm going to dock him 0.1 because don't do that on turf.
Oh, no.
You scare me. You scare me doing that on turf, man. No, it was
Docked
great.
0.1.
That
How dare you?
Man. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
FotMob gave the Portuguese winger an 8.3.
Okay. I was closest.
Yeah, you were. Yes, you
I actually
were.
rated him in FotMob, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
We know this is your part-time job.
Yeah.
After matches.
Oh, dang. Caught me.
All right.
Who's next?
Moving on from him. This is one we haven't talked about. Well, we have. This is one we haven't rated in a while. Mattheus Rossetto.
A Scarves and Spikes favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. One that has been brought up many, many, many times over the months.
I know. All right, I'm ready. You guys ready?
I am ready. Tommy, you seem like
What
you're
does
still
that mean,
debating.
Tommy?
I don't know. Okay.
You got it?
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
I gave him an
Not
8.
the highest.
7.8 for Tommy, 7.3 for Sydney. Cool.
Again, I have the lowest, so that's 3 for 3. No, I mean, it's a good performance by Mattheus, and he gets a lot of flack from the fans and even us from time to time here on Scarves and Spikes. But it's a good performance for Mattheus. Really liked what I saw. I mean, the passing, the movement still isn't what it needs to be at times, but he was serviceable, and he certainly didn't have a bad game. It wasn't a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but he was very serviceable. It's funny. I almost forgot he was out there, to be honest with you, if I'm being completely honest. And maybe that's for the best because, maybe if I did notice he was out there, it's for the wrong reason. But, no, it was a serviceable performance. I think you needed it when you had two really good players in Hani Mukhtar and Sam Surridge on the pitch. By the way, Gonzalo Pineda said it last night. Mukhtar was frustrated, and you could see it. He was just unable to be the player that he's been so many times from Nashville SC, and they feed off of him, and they weren't able to get anything out of him last night. So certainly a plus, and Rossetto played a bit of a role in that. And we'll talk about Robinson after this, but Rossetto played a bit of a role in that. So again, like I said, he wasn't off the charts good, but he was decent. And yeah, he gets a lot of flack from fans. Like I said, a lot of it rightfully so, but he did what he had to do last night. And yeah, interested to see what this Rossetto Muyumba pairing does for Atlanta United down the stretch here. So just over 7 for me.
Yeah, the last 2 games have been decent, and like you said, Sydney, when you don't have to complain about him, you know that it's not bad. Thought he was a little bit more aggressive this game than he was prior. I mean, a lot of the sideways, backwards passing wasn't happening as much, which I think was something that was extremely frustrating with him. I'm excited to see what this continues to grow into over the last, 8 games, right? Still, I don't think that you keep him next year. I think you could find someone that's a little bit more compatible and with this team and possibly a little bit cheaper. But for right now, there's nothing to complain about with him, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is it was interesting seeing Rossetto as it was a double pivot, but you see Muyumba as a very dangerous guy when he plays further up the pitch, and he has a goal coming. He has a goal coming for sure. Rossetto is definitely the one being kind of the safety net behind him most of the time. I gave him an 8 because, and y'all know I'm not like a huge stats guy, but really quick. First of all, he had an offside call. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was really rare for Mattheus Rossetto. But 90% on his passes. He had 70 touches in the attack. He was 100% on his dribbles. He had 11 passes into the final third. He was 100% on his accurate long balls. He won a tackle, about the only one he had. 2 clearances, interceptions, 6 recoveries. So I mean, he did a good job statistically. Like, he actually had the numbers to back it up. And it wasn't just him, playing the safe. I mean, of course, he definitely was more of a back end guy playing the safe balls, out wide or backwards, but not as much as we've seen before. So, it's amazing. I said it yesterday, but it's amazing what the right pairing of midfielders can do. And I think this is one of those examples of, you've got Muyumba, who takes so much pressure off of anybody else around him that it allows maybe some of these other players, natural qualities to shine the way that I think maybe they were scouted initially. I do agree, Tommy. I don't necessarily think he's the right fit next year for the price that he's on. But if he continues this for the last 8 games of the season, then, I mean, I'll take it for sure, right? So, but good for him. I'm happy that he's stringed together another good couple of matches. Goes back to what we talked about in the beginning of the year. He, was surprisingly good in the beginning of the year. And then the midfield just kind of fell apart again. Well, now it seems to be working right, and you just hope they keep it up. And FOTMob gave him a 7.8. So
what did I say? 7.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tommy had a 7.9.
Yep.
So I mean, we're all right there around it, which is
for sure.
Interesting.
For sure.
All right. So moving on from him, last one of the day, going to be Miles Robinson, who is somebody we haven't really done much with on this show before.
I know.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're center back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say for good reason, probably.
Yeah. FOTMob give him like a 4.
Yeah, right.
All right. What you got? 8.5 for me, 9.1 for Sydney, 9.2 for Tommy. Okay,
Sydney wanted to get the highest, but no. I took it away this time.
All right, Tyler, go for it.
All right. So, I mean, the dude got a goal. Something I wish we would see more out of him, because he's that guy. I mean, how you let Miles Robinson just have a free header, I don't know. He's usually the one that's taking up the spaces and taking up the bodies so that other people can score goals off of these corners and stuff. But he just had an overall really good game. I mean, what you're getting out of Miles for the most part, right? The goal is like the icing on the cake. I'm excited for him. He was super excited. You could see it on the field. He's funny because he's so like reluctant to talk to the media. And last night we were talking to Saba, and we got into talking to him and turned around. Like, I turned around and his locker is right there, and he's just over there mumbling like, gotta get out of here, it's just like this really awkward moment. But no, as far as the game's concerned, I mean, he did the job. He did Miles Robinson things. Statistically, it's just kind of, I mean, he was there. He handled business. Defender, kept a clean sheet. What else can you say?
Was he saying? And by the way, I have the wrong mic input for like 3/4 of the show. I just now realized it, but hopefully you all don't notice. Was he saying I got to get out of
great.
here?
You sounded great.
Okay, good.
I rated your voice a 7.3.
7.3.
Bot Mob gave it a 6, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Fought mob. No, I was joking. Was he saying I got to get out of here? I got to get up Atlanta or?
No. God,
Okay.
no, that would be terrible.
No, I'm kidding. No. But yeah, like I said, great set piece goal. That's twice in 2 matches now that they've had set piece goals, and obviously not expecting. I mean, it wasn't that similar, or it wasn't that dissimilar to the goal he scored against Mexico in the Gold Cup final a few years back. But that's what you want to see out of Miles in those set-piece opportunities. I mean, he's not, like, super tall as defenders go. I mean, he's not a giant, but he still has some height.
He can jump, though.
Yeah, he can jump. And, yeah, just a well-taken header, well-taken chance on the corner, and it's in the back of the net. So good on Miles for getting on the score sheet. I think that was his first this season. I feel like he's had one in each of his seasons here. With Atlanta United saved just a couple, so I have to go back and check. But yeah, we're really good set piece, really good corner, and great service to him. That's not to mention his defense, just as a whole. And I'll focus on Miles though, but just as a whole, I've never seen Brad Guzan congratulate and praise his defense as much as he did last night. You can see it all evening long. He was just encouraging his defense, congratulating them on making the right play, being in the right spot. And yeah, Miles is a big part of that, and didn't put much of a foot wrong, and that's what you want from your top center back, one of the top center backs in the league. Maybe he hasn't been in the best form, the entire season, but certainly showed last night why he's still one of the top in the league, and presumably why he'll land with a very credible club in Europe, wherever that is. I hope they re-sign him somehow. So.
Me too.
I told y'all,
I got all the bad offensive headers out of this jersey in the media game the other day. And what does Miles go and do? Just throwing that out there.
There you go.
He wasn't.
I do hope you've watched. Do hope you watch it watch it. I should say.
Oh, for sure.
Sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
I think a lot of people forget that for almost, a month before, Leagues Cup started, we didn't have Miles Robinson. He was off with the U.S., and because it's terrible scheduling, he was gone for 4 or 5 weeks? Was it something like that? He left, maybe came back for a minute, and then he was gone again? Yeah, he was on summer break, playing for the U.S., and this team defensively had to change a lot of things to be able to not allow crazy amount of goals, because we're worse than the league in allowing goals. And now he's back. And now they've officially, seems like they've given his partner to being a Brom. And things have seemed to settle down. There's a less oh shit moments, right? And I think one of you asked on Pineda specifically yesterday about, what did you see from these two? And I think he went and just said it wasn't just these two guys, right? It's everybody, especially the midfield and Mayumba helping out. Can they continue this? That's going to be the game changer for the rest of the season, towards the playoffs as well, because you could score here. But if you can get these guys to be a great combination, and you add in the midfield helping out as well, this team can become an MLS contender very quickly. And whether we saw Parada and Robinson for so long, and it wasn't clicking, and it wasn't just their fault, just like Pineda would have said it, and he did say it earlier in the season. It's not just their fault. We have to get the midfield together. If this all could come together quickly, and you can, even it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get a clean sheet every single game, but if you could limit the opportunities and still give your offense as many chances as they've been getting the past few games, then the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, definitely. So that's our 4. That's our 4. And Fat Mob gave Miles an even 8.0.
Okay.
Which I find.
Who was the highest and lowest scores?
Yeah.
Almada was highest. He had a 9.6.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lowest on Atlanta United or lowest in general?
Lowest on Atlanta United.
Tyler Wolf actually. Had a 6.4.
Understandable.
Who was the starter? The lowest starter. That's probably a little bit more.
Mosquera had a 6.7. Guzan weirdly got a 6.8. I didn't think that. I don't really feel like that's fair.
He didn't do anything.
I mean,
well, he didn't yell as much as he used to. So, like, he usually gets a couple points for yelling.
Brilliant save in the beginning. Muyumba got a 6.9, presumably for that really bad pass and the yellow card. But I still thought he was really good yesterday for the most part. So.
Oh my God, that pass!
Oh.
Do you feel? You know, I was watching the game, sitting outside, brought the TV out and was watching it, and now that they're a little bit more competitive, I've been a little bit more passionate than normal. Like, as they've been struggling, I was just like, all right, here we go again. And now that they're doing well and they're missing chances, I'm screaming louder than normal.
Scare your neighbor.
My wife had to constantly yell at me. She goes, you know, the one neighbor's got babies, the other one, you know, you're riling up their dogs. I'm like, I am sorry. And I know
they're gonna have to
tweeted it. I tweeted some of the. I did a lot of gambling yesterday, but I was like, Saba's gonna score, and I bet $2 to win 50. And when Saba scored, we have bats in this tree above us, and you could just hear the bats moving, like out of it. It was like a cartoon. And then when it went to VAR, like the entire like neighborhood got silent. I was like, did I just like burn like 500 calories in celebrating for this goal not to count? Oh,
it's a good introduction to MLS for Saba, by the way.
Yes,
have his first ever goal checked by VAR.
Yeah.
After
a double back heel.
Yeah.
that was.
And then Kayla made me feel a little bit better. Wait, Kayla, right? No, Kendra. I'm sorry. Kendra. What am I thinking? I was listening to her, and she was like, "Nope, it's onside. I trust her."
Oh,
yeah. It was a really weird thing for them to check. Really quick thing before we go, because we're about to roll out. I need you guys to write down one more rating.
What? What are you writing down?
10.
Be in the media game. How low are you going to go?
I already lost my marker.
There's something here I better get some extra points for. I'm just saying. But
you know,
don't start being positive now, Sydney. It's too late.
I'm gonna rate you. Oh, there goes my mic. I'm gonna rate you a 10 for effort.
I appreciate that.
A 10 for effort.
I do appreciate that. I like it.
Tommy,
now I got to be nice.
Oh,
I'll be honest.
Don't go too low.
I'll give you an 8.2.
8.2.
But man, I will say when Mike Conti said, "I just learned something about Tyler when you took your hat off that I didn't know about him." My wife came upstairs.
We're in the same club.
I was cackling, like it was when he said that. I was like, I didn't expect him to say something. I just learned something about Tyler Pilgrim that I didn't know. Oh, that is a 10 on commentary.
That was good stuff.
That's a deep
That was the
cut
best
there.
line I've ever heard in commentary in a long time. Oh man,
Well,
that was
Tyler.
gold.
Tyler and I are in the same club, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
It'd be what it'd be. Not many people have seen me without a
Put
hat.
your hat back on. Don't flex on us.
That's okay.
Anyway,
right here.
yeah, me too. But
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah. Well, not. You guys have catching up to do to get to our level there, Tommy.
No, I'm not going.
But no. On to Cincinnati on Wednesday, and I think we have a show on Tuesday, don't we?
Yes, indeed. So much good. We're back to this again. These midweek games.
Midweek, yeah.
Cincy at home. Going to be really fun, I think. Should be a really good game. make sure you go visit scarvesandspikes.com, our new website. We all are putting out articles and everything on there that you can also go back and check out the videos. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch. Go check out our website or our shop on the website, which is easy. It's scarvesandspikes.etsy.com, or you just go to the website and go to the link.
Yes.
And then
on to Cincinnati.
On to Cincinnati.
Guys know where that's from? Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Yes.
Kept saying it like 20 times.
Over and over again.
Yeah. All right. That's fun.
That was a good time.
Bill Belichick.
Good to win.
We win.
Yeah, me too.
4-0. Atlanta United. I love it.
Cool.
Cool. That's all we got, and that's all she wrote. And hopefully it'll be another win we're talking about. Tuesday, be back here. We'll get you prepped for Cincy.
See ya.
See ya.
Later.